Thank you, Sanju, though for the running out that happened today. Yes, I'm glad that there are three Vijays today, including me. One is Mr. Digvijay, and one is Mr. Vijay Salvia. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, perfectly all right.
Okay, okay. Now to start with, okay, we are talking of the global phenomena of the worst kind that is happening in this world about pollution. So let me not elaborate on that. So we have come up with a solution which is the solution for pollution with future materials. And yeah. So what is the problem? Problem is polluting materials destroying our planet, which everybody knows, and climate change. Of course, we are experiencing it currently. The solution is to reduce and replace with alternative material, natural material, low carbon material. And we want it to be a sustainable solution, so we call it as a 4P solution, which includes people, planet, pollution, and yet make profit. Then only it will succeed. Yeah. So the current agreement, I said already, is to save our planet, and we have to come up with environmental friendly, sustainable solutions. So if you are in a position to reduce, replace globally steel, concrete, aluminum, fossils, oil, and coal, wood, plus with materials, economical, low carbon, natural material, and better material. And we don't have time to now, but we have to realize that we don't have an option, and there is a uh, we have to time to commercialize. So, what exactly is the solution that we are propagating, which is called as carbon fiber plus stone? So, in short, we call it CFS. It's a new composite material, or it's already done in Germany, and it's 80% made by nature itself, where we capture the carbon to make it a material that is applicable in construction, infrastructure, transportation, and you name it, those kind of sectors. So what we are saying, the carbon fiber stone is a new material that has got compressive strength of construction steel, tensile strength and rigidity of carbon fiber, and elasticity of aluminum. And the structures are 2x lighter than steel and at the same weight as aluminum. Okay, now carbon fiber, which we call it as the material of the 21st century, has been patented. It's a proven German technology. It's patents in US, China, India, European Union, with over 12 years of R&D and D and about 8 million spent across by the university, by the grants of German and our own companies there. And the sale of products is going on. It's being made handmade, so you don't have. It's a very high cost material. Now, when I call stone, now there are some myths about it. That granite is expensive. How will it replace steel and say the concrete and the plastering and all that? So we say stone is nature cured. It's available across the world. It's available in abundance, and it can be built locally, used locally, instead of all this polluting supply chain of iron ore, limestone, bauxite, coal. Carbon fiber, yes, it is not new, but it's currently very expensive. But in future, yes, we produce using algae, and we have a patent for that also. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. And we also have the impression that stone is brittle. Okay, we can prove that. So let me start with photos, which is more louder than words. Now this is a I-beam, double I-beam, which is about 6.4 meters in length with one bed, and it is 50% lighter than steel. And steel is, the performance is more than 50% because it never rusts. Okay. These are all things. This is a rusting steel beam that you have, and you know when it's going to rust and bite the dust. And we have this CFS beam right side, which is 50% less in weight and more in power. Okay, now when I talk about this, as if you see this, this is a granite fiber stone wall where we don't need in future steel, cement, bricks, sand, plastering, painting, and wood. Most of it, at least 60-70%, is covered by this, and it's four times lesser weight, so hence lesser structural designs. It's able to carry about 25 tons, about 2 to 3 floor of stories can be built across upon that, and its quality, durable, can be recycled, waterproof, no maintenance, saves time, money, and more important today with labor shortage and sand shortage and other things, a big amount of pain it saves. Okay, and you can see that this material, when we have a stone with a carbon fiber, it is flexible. Hence, it is also earthquake-proof material. Okay. Stone can be seen to be flexible, which is unimaginable, like a magician's this. And you see the rod here on which this gentleman is sitting, and it becomes again back to shape after the bend if it goes through a bend. Now the solar and everything is in such a big way, but the steel and other metal being used can be replaced by this frame of our carbon fiber stone. You can see glass, stone, carbon fiber, and the thin film. And also we can use our carbon fiber stone as a the supporting structure of the photovoltaic solar. Now, this is something that measurement lenses for steel industries is currently being sold. Of course, as I said, since it is not in an economical way of producing in large volumes, it is expensive, but it is being sold and quite appreciated also in the steel industry. Now, my friend Siva Chandupati, who joined me from Germany on this presentation, he is the founder and of this technology based on our Indian Vedic sciences, sunflower propeller, and that is a compact wheel for air and water for both power and thrust. And we are working with him to make these blades from carbon fiber stone, which he displayed in the last 2 months or so in IIT Mumbai, and then before that in Paris. So you can see this. This is a carbon fiber stone made blade. A bathroom stone in combination with glass, 12 mm. These are all something that we say want to show that as a proof of concept. Now, radiators can be built with our product, and also the railway sleepers, which has been already tested to European Union Bahn, that is a German railway standards, which stands about more than 3 times of over the SWR. And you can see here in Marriott Hotel is being used in aeroplanes. And one more interesting is in hotels application using directly the stone surface for the heating. Yeah, and these are pillars and beams from carbon fiber stone um, being made. And see, this was before what it was a structure, and now after we made this an experimental building after CFS, the flooring and the pillars and the beams. Okay. Now this is another new material in the market, especially on the subject of current global energy crisis for winter in the entire European and whatever cold countries. Electrical watt heating with long wave radiation and on-demand switching. It's 1 mm thin black granite, and it's a E-conductive carbon layer. So it is being done and being used by my founder friend Mr. Kolyak, who could not or is not present today at this presentation. With a very low electricity consumption, I have got more details on this, and it's very cost effective. And this has been one more thing that will replace plastics in a big way is non-breaking flexible back cover of cell phones, 1 mm pre-stressed granite. Now we have sources in India, sun, sea, stone. Why sea is required is the next subject, but yes, that also works at a later stage for the carbon fiber production. And stone is cheap and in plenty. Anything else comes for free. Of course, we do produce a lot of carbon dioxide, which is free of cost. And land, yes, we have across the country. Raw material, yes, across the country. Labor, yes, skilled, semi-skilled, and at economical cost compared to the American or European standards of labor wages. Subsidies, Indian government, yes. Business model, it can be business government, business to customer, business to business, and our team is ready. Okay, now just to give you an idea about the global market for CFS, briefly, construction sector, as what I gathered from Google Mate, is about $13 trillion in a year. Housing sector itself is 4 trillion, and infrastructure is about 3 trillion. So I'm just taking, if you take 5%, it will be 1 trillion over a period of market, because we have to address the Indian market first. From the sources that I have, it's going to be about $600 billion, and with a compounded annual growth rate of 6%. Some place 4, talking about 390. So we are taking even 0.01% of the market share. It is 50 millions. So for my basic calculations, I've taken it to be 10 million for first year operations. Not even 10 million, maybe 7 to 8 million of US dollars. And square foot construction in India is about 43 million square foot per year. So I am assuming only about 5 lakh square foot or 500,000 square foot for my first year operations. And the construction cost per square foot in India is about 1,200 to 1,700 per square feet. I am assuming at a rate of moderate rate of 1,500, but with a better quality material. And so the financial that we have projected, in fact, compared to my last presentation, all that we have reduced the investment amount percent, because we thought, we will not go into the supply or procuring granite, cutting it, and all that. We'll rather buy it also. Investment only assembly plant is about 65 crores. We expect the equity about almost 50% of it. Debt also in terms of other ways. And you can see the EBITDA that we are going to generate. Investments, of course, this comes to financials. We can always discuss it at a later stage if somebody is really interested, because I don't think you will get this way. And what is the competition now? We have no competition on commercial scale, and we have identified all the resources or the people that are required uh, to be there. We can do it in less than 12 to 18 months. Focus on some sector, because this carbon fiber stone is applicable across so many sectors, but the housing infrastructure is so huge and it's easier to kickstart. Other sectors, railway, shipping, aviation, it takes time to market because testing, certifications, other high value components in consonance with the DRDO or ISRO, or we are focusing on the market of housing. And why housing? Because 60-70% of the house. Now we see we are available everywhere. We have the carbon fiber walls, flooring, roof cladding, dining table, doors, cupboards, uh, renewable energy, rooftop solar, windmill, heaters. In a nutshell, since I'm addressing a larger market with a larger applicable products, I'm looking at housing as a area to start with. So to start that, to who we are tech. And Mr. Poliakusa, who's unfortunately last minute could not be, and the holder of 83 plus patients for worldwide. And our company was a part of a green carbon project with the University of Munich, with the R&D for Airbus, Carbon, Mercedes, AHP, and we have received so far, a mix of bouquet of almost 8-9 millions of euros on clean climate technologies. And we have formed, me and Koleakus have formed a company called Technocarbon Fiber Stone Technologies India Private Limited. Long name to get, but that was the the Ministry of Corporation, Corporate Affairs had to give me, and we already formed it for this purpose. This is our R&D center and the factory that is a small scale in Germany near Munich factory. And this is a photo which is taken. This is the granite and carbon fiber. Mr. Kolyakosa, of course, can't look at him right now. His back is to you. And this was during interview early morning where I was also project and so the mixing of these two, carbon fiber plus granite as a stone, is what we call as carbon fiber stone, the new alternative material that we are propagating. You can see the bending tests and all have been done. There are many eh, illustrations that I can present. Positive time is one thing, and the other thing is so what we estimate is that we have estimated about 65 crores, that is approximately euro 7 to 8 million in India, to set up a 5 lakh square feet. And we seek a euro, our ask is euro to 4 to 5 million equity investment, and balance amount we will discuss with the investor who is interested to go by the debt or other routes of via gap funding, government subsidies, security deposits from so many other people. And this project being, it can be done across the globe in many countries. We can save our planet, yet make a profit, a valuable material, and we can expand globally as time goes by. And of course, we don't have the funds, so we can only offer equity. Whatever percentage the investors are interested, we will discuss along with them the company structure, sharing pattern, and the first right of proposal. We'll all discuss with the interested investor and other investors. My team in India, this is Germany, will set up this facility, run it, and handle the company to reach its goals. So this is the team that we currently have. There are many more people involved. Mr. Kolyak Kuse is a director in the company, and we have this final legal and corporate office. Technical team, of course, will be coming from Germany, Italy, and will be some of them will be trained in India. This is what I mean that the future of a world for people, planet, pollution, and profit. Carbon fiber stone is one big answer against everybody running around the. But this is one thing which will help us reduce the use of the polluting materials in a big way over a period of time. Of course, it will disrupt the market, but yes, that's our answer to it. And thank you. We have seen COVID-19 is locked up, shut. Climate is now could be knockout dead. We are running out of time. Me, Sanju, Digvijay Vijay everybody were in the same boat. Don't have any option. And then play the music using this the sound system that we can showing you, and that's what I present. I'm open for questions. Thank you.
I have
So you have no production facility in India as yet.
No.
You have to establish the production facility.
That's the project is all about. It's a basically greenfield. We thought it to be a greenfield, but now we are thinking of making a mixed one because we have granite stone available across India, and there's no point in cutting it and transporting. We can use it locally, and we are going to make it an assembly plant where we use the technology to fuse the carbon fiber with the stone, and assemble it to various sizes and what is required by the construction industry.
No, I can introduce you to someone who's looking after the infrastructure development of the complete defense forces and the DRDO. But the issue is that is there a pilot project here? They will ask because they need a lot of certification, like you said. They'll ask you whether your material is certified, tested. You have a pilot project with imported material here. That's also not
No,
done.
not in India. We have certification in the European Union, especially related to railway sleepers. We have done these testings. As I told you, the railway sleepers have got over 3 million, 3 times more than the safe working load as is practiced using concrete sleepers. We already have the certifications and certain tests are going on. And we got many other certifications that we can reveal. And of course, I don't want to say that, but ultimately, German standards are also quite robust in terms of testing and certifications compared to many other countries.
Thank you.
Still, Digvijay sir, you can take it to at least introduce him to various people in the defense.
Yeah,
Maybe
I can do that. I can take you to the engineer in chief of the defense forces who looks after the complete infrastructure development. I can introduce because, but he'll also ask you. He'll ask you all these questions that whether you have a pilot project ongoing, how much time. This is just a greenfield thing. You will take how much time for this to be effective in India. That is the whole issue. Suppose you get
measurement instrumentation for big steel companies in, you name it, China, India, US, Germany, everywhere.
Yeah. As I said, Tukpandu sir, of course, we don't need to reinvent the wheel when it's already, we can present it and we can showcase it. You can visit Mr. Kohli's factory near Munich and see for itself, the products, the material, the different products, the testing certificates, everything.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Vijay. Thank you so much.
we can replace steel at half the weight. We can make bridges, replace concrete, steel reinforced concrete. We are also going into the building sector very soon with a German manufacturer for concrete parts stabilized by steel. We will stabilize that by our CFS materials in the future. The carbon fiber is much stronger in tensile strength than steel, and the stone has about the specific weight of aluminum. So we can build faster, cheaper, more stable, and lighter.
so. Mr. Kohle, there was a question before you joined. Let's say if 1500 rupees is the cost of building in India, which is a median cost of construction in the housing sector, then 1500 rupees is how many US dollars? It is around, if you divide it by 75, it will be around $20, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The per square foot.
Yeah, so around $20 is the per square feet cost of building material used in India. So if we were to construct or use your material, whatever is possible, bathroom and everything, what do you think will be your cost compared to the $20 if you were to produce in India and supply to the housing sector?
At the moment, we have only small factories, and we do material production by hand. So even doing this, in many cases, we are competitive. Large-scale production may become very, very cheap, very much cheaper. Since we utilize only half of the energy, I certainly believe that this is a major argument to convince everybody that our cost may be even cheaper than existing materials in the future.
All right, Mr. Tarun, you have a question?
Yes, Sanjeev, you upstaged it by asking him the same question because at the end of the day, Mr. Kohli and Mr. Vijay, this is a very competitive sector in India and probably across the globe where you're operating in.
Yes, we know.
So
We know that.
yeah, so the point is, whenever we are asking for any funding or probably even if we want to have a relevance in this particular sector, the first thing is the product market fit. In your case, the sustainability aspect, the planet aspect, the effect on future generations, all taken care of. But people are living in the present, the fifth P. And in the Fifth P, the most important thing is that how it is going to help me in reducing my cost. I understand what you said that right now you are using hand machines and probably it is manpower intensive, so your costs are very different and they would evolve over a period of time when you have large factories in place. But can you
Yeah,
give
but
us a
then the answer is at the moment we cannot help you because the markets need to be built and the products need to be developed. So there needs to be made some investment first. We cannot solve everything at
absolutely yes?
with a click.
I take that. I take
Okay?
that. That's not a problem.
So the only thing that we can actually showcase is that we can build much better and much cheaper and lighter in the future, and this needs to be developed. And if India is, for example, not in a position to develop things, you simply need to wait until we have done all the developments in Germany. But I don't think that the world has time to wait for this. So I absolutely would insist that you would think about maybe low-hanging fruits products in India that I am not aware of. I don't know your needs well enough to start with, to just showcase that something can be done, and then this prototype of showcase can eventually stimulate more development. It's also up to you to decide. I cannot solve every problem today.
So I think what he's suggesting Vijay to do some more homework, connect his his idea with the Indian needs, and then tell us in the housing sector or in the military operations, etc. Where is it that his product will fit, and this is the cost advantage, at least not cost advantage in the beginning, how sustainable the environment becomes, because sustainability is one of the things that Mr. Modi has said that we need to work. Zero
Yeah,
emission.
but you need to invest in sustainability and do your homework also yourself together with us. Not on finger point to us. Do your homework. This is not
No,
the way to do it.
I meant Vijay is in India, because I
No,
am
no.
I am more of
Sanjay,
running
I
this.
have done all the majority of the homework. Of
I
course,
one
something
second,
in
Vijay. I run the organization, so I will not be able to devote time to study materials, because there are energy. People are looking for different sectors and all that. So we already have spent 1 hour. We have one more startup actually. So do you guys are in equilibrium right now? Everybody has got some sense of what we presented today, or if you have some last minute one or two questions, we can ask that, and then we'll move on to the next presenter for today.
I think Sanjeev, we've had a long session. The other founders also waiting. Is there any important question we can shoot at Vijay?
I'm ready to take questions. Or to end it, we have done our best. Me and Kolya, we've been associated since 2007 in developing this. All we need to do now is to produce and showcase it. And it has to be strategic investors who are into this area who can look at it. I'm not saying that they should come and spend $10 million, maybe $500,000, maybe 100,000 to go and see and feel and do it. It's up to the VCs. I think we can't do anything more. As I said, we don't have very all the fruits, low hanging fruits in India.